Got a coffee. Uh, quick lunch. Ready to jump into this organization stuff. Like I said, I think we can get it mostly done today. Uh, yeah, I think mostly. Um, let's see how far we can go. I think we might run into some snags with React. Just getting into the groove a bit there still. So I think that'll be slow. But permissions and org, this is always like the slowest part, I feel like, of the project. Is this infrastructure level, foundational. It's like something you have to live with forever, which is why I wanted to make sure I took my time thinking through it and at least setting it up so that it can be adjusted later as needed without too much pain. Hopefully. Cool. All right, anyway. Let's create a branch and let's do this thing. So, create organizations. Let's go. We got our linear issue. Let me just pull that in if it's not already. I will accept it. Oh, look, it even brought in the check marks. Or the checkboxes. That's cool. So I'm just going to create a new branch here off main. Cool. Cool. So first thing I'm going to do is create the database schema. So, I talked about this before, like our stack for this. I want to talk about actually like Laravel and why we picked the Laravel and PHP and Inertia and React. And it was not a decision we made lightly, I'll say that. I'm not going to go into all of it right now because I want to get this organization stuff done. But I will say in the future, like maybe next week or something, I want to spend some time talking about it. Because there was reasons we picked what we picked. And not like Next.js. Because trust me, I heavily considered it. So anyway, let's do this thing. So I think we can get rid of this. We're good. A little thought process here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do sail artisan. So we got artisan commands here we can do. So we can do make migration, which is cool. I think it's gonna ask us for a name. So I'm gonna say create organizations. Cool. So that go ahead and does our organization stuff. So now we got this. Look, it even tried to like do a best guess. So what we want to do is we want, so we got users have ID. Oh, we also need to add current organization ID to the users table. So we'll go ahead and add, let's do the organization first. So we got organizations, and organization members. So let's do schema create or organization members. It's gonna do a bunch for us automatically. Thanks, Copilot. I don't want to do a cascade on delete. I'm not a big fan of that, generally speaking. Timestamps, we're gonna add the time zone in here. Oh, you know what, actually, too. I want to see if... Well, we're talking about timestamps. Yes, exactly. Wait. Timestamp. Wait, what was this? I don't know what that is. Create a new timestamp with time zone call. Is it timestamp? I thought it was timestamps. Timestamps. Oh, I see. Got it. Yeah. So we want timestamp. Got it. Yeah. So timestamps. What this does is it adds a created at and updated at field to the table. We're gonna use TZ as well, which makes it include the time zone. I want to do that because that just makes life so much easier in the future when everything has a timestamp on it. So We're just gonna do that. Make sure that's everywhere. Okay. Oh, you know what? While I'm at it, I wanted to go ahead and repost the link again really quick, since I took a little break. So we're diving into organizations. When it's cleaned up, diving into organizations now. Cool. Hopefully Twitter/X will give me my check mark back soon. That would be appreciated. It's been a few days. Just saying. All I did was take my Santa hat off. Like a good boy. Way too late to have a Santa hat on your avatar now. Okay. Anyway. So the way this works, I guess I kind of skipped ahead, but Laravel has these migrations, these files in here. It's basically just your database migration. So you define your schema in here, and then you run migrations, and it updates your database to match that. So in here, I'm doing a schema create. We're creating an organizations table with an ID. Put a name on there. Thanks, Copilot knows what I'm doing. Timestamps again. It's good to keep just for sanity checking, debugging. And then we're gonna have an organization members like we talked about. That'll be like linking users to the organization. We also talked about having an owner ID, so I think we want to put that in here too. So table string owner ID. Let's see if it's smart enough to, I want to say, constrain to the users table. Yes. Down here we can just say constrained because it's looking at user and it infers users and looks at that. Since we did owner, we have to tell it it's the users table we're looking at. So that's the reason for that. We also talked about another table, didn't we? Oh, users table. So we want to also, before we get too much further, we do an up and a down migration. So technically you can reverse the migration if you want to. So if I released this update and the migration went out and you're like, oh, we got to roll back, there's something broken, you can do a migrate rollback and it'll do the down function in here. Now this is usually data destroying, so it's pretty uncommon for this to happen unless like stuff relates to the fan, basically. But generally want to have, generally speaking, my stance on migrations are that migrations should always be backwards compatible. So anything you're doing to the database should be able to be done before that version of code is pushed out. It should be compatible with the last version. That just makes rollouts easier because then you can update the database. Everything's good. And then in the case if you do roll something out and it's broken, you don't have to reverse the database and destroy data. You can just reverse the code side of it. It's just a lot safer. 90% of the time, it's pretty easy to make your database changes backwards compatible. Worst case scenario, you usually have to do it over 2 migrations instead of 1. And so you have to do 2 rollouts, but it's a small price to pay for the safety of being able to roll back easy. Regardless, I still like to do the downs in here. It also helps with development if you need to just try things over and over again, down, up, whatever. So we'll go ahead and fill this out. So since we got organization members, that has to get dropped first because it has a reference to organizations. So basically the reverse order. So drop members, then drop organizations. We're also going to add, yeah, this, but we're going to actually add current organization ID. Let me think about this. Make sure this is what I want to do. So basically the current organization would be like if a user is working as that organization, we would update the current organization ID in the users table. The problem with this is if you have a user in multiple organizations and they want to do something that is delayed and it's a queued job or something that like happens later on, we have to keep track of the organization they were in when they initiated that request or like that action. And so what I've done in the past is used, Laravel has this concept of, what do they even call it? It was actually a recent release that they just did this. It's basically like session variables, essentially. Wow. I don't know why it's escaping me. Context. That's what I'm trying to say. That's context, which is cool. I really like this feature. I used it a lot in our Dart platform and other things because it's just chef's kiss. But basically, you can add context to all the requests that happen. So I can say, context, the user is currently in organization ID 5, whatever. And the cool thing is, if I then enqueue, if I say, okay, user 1 is in organization ID 5 right now, and I say, okay, queue a job to run in a day, Laravel is smart enough to take the context of everything I have in the context object and save that into the job payload so that like 5 days from now, when that job runs, it hydrates it all again and says, okay, we're running this code. And it says, and we're going to run it under the context of what the context was when this got queued. Which is awesome, because then you can do organization ID 5 and everything's happy. The thing I'm wondering about, though, is there a way for me to use like the cache or something to... Probably not. I'm just wondering if there's like a cleaner way to track the current org short of like a database update, because it just feels so like heavy to me. Like that's such a chunky way to track something like that can change. So I don't know. I think the default like starter packages use like if you do, Laravel has something called Jetstream, which comes with a Teams concept, which is what we used in our other Lloyd partner projects, our products, which you'll see like that dashboard, the nav bar at the top is the drop down to select a team. It's one of the Jetstream starter components, our packages. It works pretty well, but when you add an organization on top of teams, that's where it gets ugly, which is why I'm just starting fresh on this one and not trying to use that. But anyway, the way it works through Jetstream is they have a current team ID on the users table, so I think we're just gonna stick to it. I wonder if this knows. I don't know if that knows, but all right. So we got to do that same thing. We got to reverse this. So, you see, we did schema table, which instead of, so here we're creating, right? Creating organization members. Here we're altering. So we do schema table users, adding a foreign ID, current organization ID, and then in the down we do the opposite. Drop the foreign key. Drop the column. So since I also changed those other fields earlier to be timestamps with time zones, by default they weren't. I don't know why. I hate that. I'm gonna do a whole is it fresh? I think it's fresh. Yeah. So fresh drops the entire database and recreates it based on your schema. So should be good to go now. Actually, let me do, let's see here. I think I had to make a change to connect to this database before. I think. Maybe not. 5432. Possibly not. Let me try something here. Let me hide my screen just because I don't know what's in here. I want to make sure that if I pull up this database stuff, there's not IPs that I shouldn't be sharing on stream. So 1 second. But I use dbeaver is my preference for looking at SQL databases. It supports basically everything, to be honest. So yeah, this looks fine. Okay, cool. Let me share again. So this is what it looks like. Obviously, very, very simple. Did it reconnect even? Hold on. Laravel. I think it did. Because I just use the defaults for my dev environment. Obviously, who cares? Well, I don't care at least. So we got our organizations in there. So I should be able to go select star from organizations. Boom. Here's our table. Easy enough. Very cool. All right. So let's commit this really quick just because we got it in there. Organizations, migrations. Statue origin, blah, 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 TMS 3. Cool. Got that out there now. So it should be... I wish it would link. So the only bad thing with the linear and GitHub thing is this is issue number 5. I don't think there's a way for me to like... Actually, hold on, maybe. Let's see. If I go, so I've got the PR out here. So it auto links my to linear because of the branch naming. TMS-3 is the ticket number. But if I do issue number 5, let's create a draft pull request. I wish this auto linked. So now that I did that, if I go back to issues, organizations, there, see, organization. Yeah. I probably should just make sure I do that. Just so that we can kind of like connect the dots a little bit. Or maybe we'll just end up going to just GitHub in the future. I don't know. Kind of back and forth on it, honestly. There is this discussions section, which is kind of cool for forums. And I can also do projects, technically. Which I think I can create like a Kanban board in here. Which would be nice, because that's how I like to work. You should see my Trello. It's wild. But speaking of, but anyway, back to the task at hand. So we got our organization tables created. Oh, didn't save this apparently. So that was dumb. What'd I miss? A couple tables. Add, git commit, timestamp, updates. Let's do another migrate. Tail artisan, migrate, fresh. I guess I just had it up and it didn't save. I didn't realize it. Okay. We should be good now. Oh my, no way. Save all. All right, we're good. We're actually good this time. Surely. That was surely it. More timestamps. And then... Okay. Third time's the charm. Okay, cool. So anyway, got our table. So what we should do next is let's create some models. So now we've got organizations. So let's go create models for them. So let's jump back over here. I don't actually remember these. I don't use these commands that much. Might do a help on this. So you can, there's a command to make this, but you can also create... Oh, it actually will do the migration too, which is nice. Do we want a controller? Maybe we go with resource controllers to make this easier. Yeah, I think so. You can make an API resource controller, which is interesting. I actually don't know what the difference is. I don't think I've ever noticed that before. What is an API resource controller? So you can create controllers. So let me back up again. Controllers in the scheme of an API are basically like the files that when you make a request, they like direct it where it needs to go. So like going to my code, we have like new password controller. And it's like on viewing the create endpoint, we want to return the reset password view. So there's like some default methods. We've got create, store, There's actually others. It's create, store, update, and destroy, I think. Might be another one. Oh, it's like create and store. So create is like the view of creating. Store is like when you actually click save on the create page, it goes to store. And then you have edit, which is the view for editing. And then you have update, which is actually when you click save on edit, it goes to update. And so on and so forth, basically. I don't remember what they all are off the top of my head. There's a destroy one. I think there's one more that I don't remember. There's destroy. But anyway, these are basically called resource controllers, which they have these like default assumed paths that just kind of work out of the box basically, and the routes are like automatically there. You just like go to routes and then web. Let's see if there's any examples in here. Actually, it doesn't look like there are. Normally it would be like this. It'd be like route resource, and then you could be like exactly what it's suggesting here. Organizations, organization controller. And because it's saying it's a resource, it's going to understand the routes in there and like how to go to them. But they said there was an option for an API resource controller, which I am not familiar with. So let's see. Maybe it's without the view side. Actually, that's probably what it is. I bet it's without the view. Here's all the different ones, I guess. So index is view all, create is basically view create, store is like actually saving, show is viewing a specific single object. So like in this case on here, a photo. If you can read this, it's kind of small probably. Edit is editing that single resource, and then a put or a patch to this path is going to hit update, which updates it, and then delete or destroy deletes it. So this is like the assumed schema, basically. Oh, I didn't realize you can actually do more than one at once. That's actually pretty handy. But anyway, I want to see about... Oh, wow, you can do, like, nesting and stuff, too? I didn't realize a lot of the stuff you could do in here. Pretty good. See, we're learning stuff. I don't know anything about the scoping thing, too. Using the scoped method, you may enable automatic scoping to instruct Laravel which field the child resource should be retrieved by. Interesting. That's cool. Oh, that's cool too. Singletons. That makes a lot of sense. So like if you've got a resource controller that should only be like the user can only ever edit his own account, basically is what they're saying. You could create a singleton so it just defaults to these 3 instead of all of them, which makes sense. And you can also nest them within a resource, so that's cool. So you could say like a photo has a thumbnail, and you would always want to go photo slash the photo's ID slash thumbnail. That's cool. That's pretty cool. But I don't know what API resource controllers are. I'm assuming it just isn't the front end, basically, but I think we want the front end. So let's go with, I think we want to create, so basically what we're going to do is we do sail, artisan, make, model, organization. In fact, we probably want, no, we'll keep it simple. Let me look at the code really quick. Do we want to nest this, put it in like a folder? Controllers slash, nah, I think we just go with organization. So it's going to create an organization model file for us, but we can also say we want to create a controller. We already created our migration, so we're good there. I think we want to create a resource controller. We want to create a policy. I don't see the, I guess we just got to go like policy because we're going to do permissions on it. Should we create a factory? No, I'm not gonna mess with testing right now. So we'll leave it. Create new form request classes and use them in the resource controller. Now that we might do. Requests. You know what? I think we will. Let's go for it. So I didn't talk about this yet either. So we're gonna do requests. We can actually define, we'll go into this more in a minute when I get into it fully, but we can define like a schema for the request that'll automatically be validated. So like I can say an organization has to have like a unique email domain or something. I don't know. Probably not a name because there could be 2 load partners technically in the world. So that's probably fine. But we could say like it has to be at least 5 characters. And you basically define that in this request. It's a form request. And then in our controller, we can say expect a profile update request object, and it'll auto-validate it, which is cool. So we're going to do that too. So let's do, I think we're going to go with this, see what happens. Cool. So you can see it created us an organization, a store organization, an update organization request file, a controller, and a policy. And the policy is the permission side of things, which we're going to touch on today, but not get too far into. But basically, you can see by default, nothing's allowed. So we'll have to fill this out. It's basically view any organization, whether you can view any organization. By default, that's false. Nobody should have that. If this user can view this specific organization, well, obviously we want to say like, are they a member of the organization? Do they own the organization, right? Can this user create an organization? By default, anybody can create an organization. So that's fine. We can just change that to true right now. Whether it can update an organization, whether they can delete an organization, whether they can restore a deleted one, which in our case, organizations aren't soft deleted right now. Maybe we change that though. We'll probably change that. Yeah, we'll probably change that. Thinking in the future, if somebody's got an organization and they're like, we're done, and you delete it, I don't want it to like actually delete that because there's going to be so much data tied to it. So we're probably just going to want to like flag that as like deleted or something, and not actually delete it. And then force delete, again, false, it's fine. This is if you had soft delete, where it doesn't actually delete, it just flags it as deleted. Force delete would mean like you can actually fully delete it. So I think this is good for now. Organization model, which we will fill in a second. We've got our requests that it created, and we've got our controller. So you can see, since we said to create a resource controller, it went ahead and stubbed out all the functions as expected. So, all right. We also need to create a organization member model, but we don't need all this stuff, I don't think, this time. So we just need probably a policy, because we still want a policy for it. Do we want a controller? Maybe we do want a controller, actually. Maybe we do want all this stuff. So we're doing the resources approach. You know what, I lied. I think we're going to do all of it. Let's come back to that. Let's start with organization. Okay. So we'll do that second. So we've got, let me close the rest of these. Organizations. So here's our table. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Here's our table. Can I view this, zoom this in a little bit? File, edit. Maybe not. Appearance? Here we go. Zoom in. Okay, well, anyway. Might be a little small on screen, but I think you get the idea. So we've got a name, an owner ID, created and updated at. So hopping back over to our code. This is basically what it looks like in a model. So we've got, this is a user, so I guess it's a little different because it's like authenticatable, but notifiable, has factory, etc., etc. We don't have a lot of this. What we do have is we want to create this fillable, which is basically these are the fields that can be like bulk updated essentially. This is useful for certain methods we'll use later. So anyway, I'm gonna put in here ID. What do we have? Name. We have owner ID. Oops. I think that's it. Yeah. We do have something we want to use in here, which we want to say use has is it timestamps? Yeah, there it is. Has timestamps. That tells it that we have a created and updated at timestamp to automatically use. I don't think there's any casts that we want to do here. We do probably want to go ahead and do protected function. I think it's going to tell us already. Yeah. Owner. So basically this is saying we're going to, if you do organization owner, it's going to go ahead and return the user that owns it based on this owner ID. So this is just a way to map relationships inside of Laravel, actually Eloquent specifically, which is the ORM and Laravel that we're using here. I think that's pretty much good for organizations here. Yeah, that should be good for now. We'll come back when we do membership. Says our requests. We don't need to mess with those right now. Let's go to policies really quick. So this is our permissions check. So this view, we still need to do a couple things here, but what we can say now is we can say return. Yeah, exactly this. If the user trying to look at this is the owner ID, they can view it. Easy. Same thing here. If the user is the organization's ID, that's fine. And same thing. We'll just go ahead and say yes for delete for now. Same deal. Nobody can view anything. Cool. So that should be good for a policy. That's easy enough. Let's jump over to the controller. So, all right. So we want to display a listing of the resource. So for this, what we want to do is we need an inertia page. In fact, is there actually a shortcut to create a new page? That would be super useful. Creating a page. I mean, it's not the end of the world if we have to do it manually, but it would be kind of nice to have like an artisan command to be like, stub a page out for me. This is definitely the area that I'm the least familiar with, so we're gonna be getting familiar over time here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how to do that, so we'll just go with this. So we know we're gonna need a form to create a new organization. So this is gonna be here. Let's go ahead and maybe what we'll do is update our backend and then we'll do the front end all together. So looking at store, is the user authorized to make this request? So this is kind of similar to policy checks. Anybody's allowed to edit an organization, so that's fine. This, we want to actually check the policy on here for update. So I actually don't know how we're supposed to do that really quick. Let me check. Laravel. via the user model. There's not even like a... It's kind of interesting. It's a little bit of redundancy here, so I think we'll clean it up in the future. Yeah, it's a little goofy. Because I basically want to go auth user. I'm surprised that it only worked like this. Auth user. It does only work like this. Can't. No, it still doesn't. I'm surprised the Laravel extension doesn't cover this, to be honest. I thought it was supposed to. It looks like it sort of does. See? Kind of. But then it loses us here. So there's a user here we can do like this. And then we want to do can, exactly what this says. I don't know if that's actually how this works though. Define my, see that is a, I can definitely do that. Wait, really? Pretty sure it's user with it's a function. It's kind of hard to go backwards in this because of all the abstractions. Also not sure about this being like this organization. I don't think that works. Oh, look, this user is available though. Maybe look in here. Is this a request? Actually, maybe you can do this. Maybe it's this. Maybe that's what I want to do. And maybe this is like this. Because it's going to be slash organization ID or like slash organization slash ID slash, or no, that'll be it. And then it'll be like a put, I guess, right? Or a post. So organization should be resolvable, technically. But I don't know if that's actually how this will work. Okay, it'll probably break it. We'll fix it. This is fine for now. I do want to set up a couple rules. So we're creating an organization, so we definitely want a... Let me think. Probably a name. Maybe just a name for now. I think just a name for now. I don't care about all this other stuff it's trying to suggest. But I think we say name. Max 255 is probably fine. I think we still want like a minimum of 5 characters, probably. I can't imagine you'd be less than that. So it's not empty. Maybe 3. That's probably good. Oh, we definitely... This is an update, so we definitely need... Oh, no. ID should already be in there because of that. Yeah, should be fine. I think that's all we need. Same thing for store. So let's just copy paste it. So anybody can create a new organization. It would just be like an organization under their account. So like whatever. But I think we still want to like restrict name to make sense. So that's fine. All right. That's fine. Get rid of that. So that's pretty good. Index we can leave blank right now. We don't need like a listing of it. We do need a create form though. And I think what we'll do is we'll just say like if a user is logged in and does not have an organization assigned, we auto redirect them to the create the create organization page until they create one to make it just as simple as possible. So we need to create that. Don't need share right now, but let's go ahead and create the store endpoint. So this is going to be, this should have our name. So we should be able to say org equals organization. Yeah. Async or not? Yeah, probably. Let's just go with returning it. That's fine. I also kind of like the idea of the organization ID being a UUID. Maybe even the user too. I might create an issue for this. User and organization ID should be UIDs. Things that are like publicly facing like that. Nah, that's fine. I don't think so. I changed my mind. Let me know what you think. If you think we should use UUIDs instead of IDs for like org IDs and user IDs, let me know. Otherwise, it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? It's probably fine. Okay. So basically, this is super simple, right? So for store, we just call our organization model, create, pass in the name, pass in the owner ID, which is the request, the user making the request, creates the organization and returns it. Easy enough. And then we'll let the front end handle switching, I guess. Switching to that organization. I think we're gonna, yeah, I don't know, maybe not. The question is, should we have a owner ID here, or should we force a, should we try to keep and force and maintain like memberships? So always make sure there's a member for an owner. Feels trickier, but this is probably fine for now. All right. We can expand it later. Cool. So we got that. Let's do edit too. Why not? Over here. It's basically the same thing. Org equals organization find. We get the organization. And then we say org. No. This is not where I... Sorry. This is the edit. So that's the view. This is where we want to do it. So we're going to say... Even easier. So basically we just say organization. We call the update, which is going to basically automatically pass in our request fields. And since the request fields are matching... Like name is the same as name on organization. It just passes update name to name. And it validates it for us. Which means it checks the authorization. Which we plugged in here. Which is checking our policy. Easy enough. And then our response is the updated org. Easy. And this is a direct update, so we don't need to like save. Since we're calling update. If you did it like this, you could do like organization name equals request name. And then you could do organization save. But that's just more code. This is simpler. And then if we update the request in the future, we just sort of get it for free as long as we keep the fields consistent with the organization fields. So that's easy. Easy enough. Cool. So let's create a create form or create organization form. So I haven't really done much of this, so we're gonna stumble through it here probably. But let's go to public, or sorry, no, resources, JavaScript, pages. And then I think we're gonna want to create a new folder. So let's create a new folder, organization, and then we're going to create, I think we want to do something similar to login, so I'm actually just going to copy it and just create a new, is there like they register? I'm going to do create as the name. So this is going to be create organization. We also have our components. So we did login form as a component. I don't think we need to do that. I think create. I think we could just use create organization as a page. And then if somebody wants to create a new organization in the future, we'll just redirect them to that page. I think that's simpler. So we're just going to go that route. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to rip out, you know what? Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just rewrite it. So let's do, first of all, we're in the authenticated layout, I think. So that's, where's dashboard at? They call it authenticated layout. That's what I thought. I imported the wrong thing. Oh no, it did import it. Huh. Anyway, don't care about this. Don't care about this. Don't care about this. We're gonna do this stuff though. So we'll keep status, that's fine. Maybe we do want to do like, how much do we want to do like async requests versus just like a redirect? Create an organization header. Why is this unhappy? Oh, prettier. Okay. So then login form that we created before. What did we do for this bad boy? I think we want to basically do the same thing. Flex all of it. Yeah, I think we just want to do, I don't know what it's suggesting me here, but I'm not going to do it. Flex column gap 6. Yeah, that's fine. I don't need props. I don't think they did that in here. No. Yep. Okay. This is our form. So create our form on submit equals. We'll create a submit. I basically want to use all this. I don't think we need. What did we use app for before? Oh. For the application logo box. I don't think we need to do that again. I don't know. Maybe I'll change my mind after we get that far. Form event handler needs imported. It's good. I think that's it for form, right? Yeah. So we got our form. And then I don't care about that stuff. Blah, blah, blah. Let's just focus on the. Oh, it actually has a flex and the flex. Did it? It does. That's fine. let's just follow this because we're probably going to put some kind of a header on this. I just don't know what. Wait. Yeah, same deal. There's probably going to be some kind of a header. I just don't know what yet. I'll probably like create an org. Cool. So we want labels. I think we just need like one label, right? It's just like name. Name. Add our missing imports. Oops. So it's gonna be, oh. Hopefully this doesn't get mad because I'm using name. Oh, it's not string, it's text, I think. Placeholder. Acme Incorporated. Acquired. Let's go up here real quick. So processing. That's for the button later. Name. And import this. I'm missing function declaration. What'd that do? Oh, I see what it did. We don't want that. All right, cool. So looks good. Reset. Name. So this is gonna post. So I probably need to redirect it, I guess. I need to see how does this other one handle it? I need to understand how this like life cycle works for storing. Okay. Validate, redirect. I just realized they did it all online. That's funny. That's fine though. So they just redirect to dashboard. I think if you create an organization, you probably want to work as that organization right away, right? I think so. So I think what we probably want to do is say like to do change user to. Actually, we can just right? We can just go okay, we can say what am I trying to do? Auth user. Yeah, this current organization ID. I don't know why it's unhappy with this because that's totally allowed. So switch it to that organization you just created. So you create the org, does that, and then I think the response actually will be to this where it kind of sucks. I wonder if I can like I want to reuse these in the API. I don't want to rewrite all this stuff. Although, to be fair, creating an organization in the API is kind of a weird request. But let's see, Laravel controller return JSON or. I know you can do this with Laravel actions. You can basically create controllers that say like, if it's an API request, then return JSON. Otherwise, return HTML, which is really cool. And like maybe that's what we need to do. I don't know. Response macros. JSON. The JSON will always set the content header to as well as convert it to. Okay, if you like to use JSON-P, I don't. Header chain instead of HTML. Hold on, let me look up how Laravel Actions does it. So you can say as controller. Yeah, here look, JSON response. Called after the as controller method when the request expects JSON. So the cool thing with this is it basically like if the API is making the request, it's requesting JSON. Otherwise, like how do I do this functionality inside of a regular controller is what I want. Laravel controller response JSON if requested. That's what we were just looking at. Maybe it's under requests, yeah. See, I don't want to like be really implicit with this. I want to say like see, Laravel controller one endpoint JSON and HTML. All right. That's okay. We'll come back to this later. We're not building the API out right now, so that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. So I think we're gonna change this to a redirect instead. And we're gonna make it redirect to dashboard like the other one does. Yeah. Basically. And this, I probably want to, oh, whoops. Has the other one do it? Redirect route. I think these do the same thing. Okay. We'll go with that for now. And then this one, if you update the organization, we probably want to redirect to... no, we probably want to redirect to organization dot edit. So this is something, it's probably mad because, yeah, that's not found yet. So basically, because we're using a resource controller, we get these routes for free. So, all we got to do, the reason it's throwing a fit is because I haven't put... We jump back over here, middleware auth, so basically authenticated users. I hate that these are separated. That's okay. I'll clean that up later. But we want to do resource here. And basically, yep, throw in our resources. Our resource controller we just built. There we go. So now we should have a route, and this should be happy. There we go. So we actually have a couple routes in here, so it should all complete with the thing. No? Really thought it would. Maybe I just... Or, there it is. So here's all the ones we got for free, right? Automatically mapping to these functions we wrote. So basically, if you're updating the organization, I'm going to just... We'll say you'll redirect back to the edit screen. That's easy, right? If you're editing, click save, it would redirect you back to edit again with the updated fields. So that makes sense to me. Cool. I still don't know why this is mad. That should work. I think this is okay. It's literally just another way to do it. What is it? Auth. User. But then it doesn't like that. So like this? I don't think so. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's going to work for us when we get there, so. So we got our routes defined. We got a store. We need to continue working on the create here. So yeah, create an organization. Let's finish this up. So we want to post to, I wish this would autofill, but it does not. Organizations dot store on save. Processing. I gotta change this to name. Change all of our fields here. Name. And then we're gonna want to create a button. Where do we put the button on this one? Is it inside the form at the bottom? It was in its own. Oh, right. We pulled it out of the div, so it'd be. Oh, they did. I had grid. Oh, wait. No. Okay. Input. Okay. Yeah. Right. So I added. Is that what I did over here? No. So we had these in this. To properly space this. So this is like div hell that we're in right now for but basically this will be our header section placeholder, and this will be like the form, which we're flexing again with a gap so it's nicely spaced for this like section, and then underneath it we're going to put a button. So pull that in, then we'll just make it, it's going to be the same thing, so we'll copy paste it to make it easy. But basically submit. So it's going to submit the form. We have the full width. It'll disable while it's processing. Tab index is actually wrong on this because there's not a middle, so we'll do a 2. And we'll do create. Cool. So now this should be. This might even work. We can try it out. So if I go to organizations, we need a create here. So we're gonna do. Now, since it's inertia, we have to do some different stuff. So I haven't done this a lot, so let me look it up. So basically this. So I want to do inertia render, and this is going to be, what did I say? Organization create. Oh, I named that well. Okay, nice. There is no props that we're passing to it. It's literally just that. And I think we should now be able to organizations. Gotta be logged in first. Did put it behind auth. Oh, right. We create. I forgot. I reset the database. So sign up again. That feels good. I like that. Organizations. Oh, it's broken. What'd I mess up? Organization, create. Organization, create. It's the right path, right? Organization. No. We're in the right place. Oh, local. Wait. Oh, no, it's the other one. Weird. Nothing. What? Create. Return. Authenticated layout. Let me do this. Is there something broken over here? Maybe the new folder freaked it out? No. I want to go to storage, logs, Laravel. Are we getting an error? We are not. So no, did I return the right thing? Return inertia. Oh. I'm in the wrong place. Index is blank. Is it? Let's just find out. I don't remember. So we can dump our list of routes. Sail artisan route list. Yeah, cool. Create. That's where I want. So organization. I'm looking at like the index view. Yeah, which is none. Which is actually, how do I make? I should be able to add a policy to this, right? So I should be able to go view any. Oh, I guess it would view yours technically. Anyway. All right, it's a little goofy. Oh, because the dashboard. Okay. Cool. So because we're in the authenticated layout, it's a little different. So we need to say, let's do this. So basically because we're in the authenticated layout, we've got trying to go like full screen here, which makes this look really goofy. What I want to do is let's go to our layouts and see what does guest layout do normally. So normally it wraps everything in this. Actually, it wraps everything in. Should we do that in the authenticated layout too? It's tempting. I guess we want control. We probably need to pull in the shad CN dashboard soon, so that I don't make assumptions on how this is gonna all look before, and then like we go to like pull in the shad CN thing and a bunch of styles have to change. That would kind of suck. Also, the status needs to be at the bottom, but not outside. So that's what we want. Better. Better, better. And then I want to say margin X auto. Well, that should center it. Nice. So now I just need the header. So let's jump over here really quick and see. We did H1, welcome to blah, blah, blah. Maybe we just throw all this in there too. No, because it's already in the authenticator. Let's not. Let's just do this. Sure. Create a new organization. Let's give this some space. This is probably the wrong way to do this, but it's okay. Create a new organization. That feels a little clunky. Maybe what we'll do is we'll make that a form. I don't know. Actually, it's a little goofy too because you see like the dashboard. Actually, you know what? I think we should put this in the guest layout. I think I changed my mind. Because if you're creating an organization, you're almost sort of like transitioning into something new. I don't think we want like the dashboard there. I think it's just going to be like confusing a little bit, like ugly. So I think we should actually do guest layout. I think I changed my mind. Let's go to it. Guest layout. In which case we'll get rid of this thing we just added. I think this is just going to look better. Let's see. Did I miss something? Nope. Okay. Okay, let's try this. See, I think that just looks better. So like, imagine I'm like here. Okay, I lied. Imagine I'm here and I'm like, oh, I want to create a new organization. I'm like, okay, cool, great. Click, whatever, organization, create, and it's like, takes you here. It's like, okay, I'm transitioning into the new org I'm about to create. I think that seems better. So let's try this. Garrett's really cool. Actually, let's do this. What if I create with empty? Please fill out 1. Look at that. Oh, it works super well. So that's based on the rules we had set up. It's all clicking together. Very cool. So sure, Acme. Okay, so now I should, in the database, there it is, Acme created, and then also I should see my user. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's click. See my user in here with organization ID. Oh, it's blank. Oh. I would expect, unless I mess something up here. This is saved. Maybe auth user isn't working. Actually, you know what? I wonder if guest layout is... Well, no. It should be in here. Logger. Info. User. Oh, weird. Okay, let's try this. Auth user. Yeah. Let's do this, see what happens. Test 3. Okay. Let's go to our logs. User. Okay, so user's set. How about auth user? Auth user is also set. So why would current... Oh, we forgot something. So we added current organization ID to the user, but we did not add it to our fillable array. So current organization ID, since it wasn't in here, it doesn't let us do a mass assignment. So basically, remember earlier I showed the 2 ways we could do this? Where you could say user dash or current organization ID equals, and then do a save. That would have worked, but because we're doing update, it's doing like a mass assign. And since it's not in fillable, didn't work. This, however, should work. So test working, I'll say. Hop back over to our database. There it is. Org 3. We're in. Cool. Cool. So now we got org working. Let's actually hold on. We're really close to the finish line on this. Let's do this. So let's say okay, I think what we'll do is we'll create a new middleware. So a middleware basically sits between, you make a request and like, here's where it's trying to go. The middleware sits in the middle, exactly as it sounds, and intercepts all the requests and does a check before it passes it on. So I think what we're going to do is create a middleware for has organization, basically. And if a user is making a request and does not have an organization, it will attempt to find an organization for that user. And if one does not, if they're not assigned to one or they don't have an organization, it will redirect them to the create organization. And then that'll be the only path they can go to, basically. So let's do this. The downside of this is that actually we can I need to wrap like all but the one create, like, cause like show and edit. Actually, we'll just keep, that's fine. We'll just keep it out. It doesn't matter. Okay. I think that's gonna be the easiest way to do this. So we've got like dashboard. Let's move this in here too. Like I don't even know. We've got a verified middleware. I'm guessing that's email verified, but I didn't verify my email, so I cannot do that. I think it's a default, so I don't remember where the they changed where the middlewares are defined recently. And I don't remember where they are now. It's under like they moved it to like an app.php or something like that. Maybe it's under Bootstrap. Yeah, that is okay. Oh wait, no, it's not. Config. I have to look it up because I don't really remember. Oh yeah, we gotta delete this too. Middleware, like here's our one. Actually, we can just do this. Where's this just put in? There it is. So it is in here. Append. Wait, no, this isn't what I'm looking for. I'm looking for where is verified defined at. There's like aliases that they assign. Dang it, am I gonna really have to look this up? I just don't remember. Okay. Let's look it up. Laravel middleware. It was changed in 11, I'm pretty sure. Bootstrap app.php file. It's middleware alias. Okay. So verified's not in here because it's defaulted, I guess. Ensure email is verified. I guess that just doesn't happen on... Oh, we did, right? I forgot. We did with MailPit. We did confirm our email, didn't we? Or no, we didn't. That was for resetting. Huh. I don't know. Not totally sure why that's... That's all right. That's not a big deal. We'll come back to it. Let's go ahead and add this middleware though, because basically what I want it to do is when you log in, if you're not on an organization, it will try to assign you to the first organization you have available. And if you don't have one, it will ask you to create one. Cool. So let's create a middleware. So we can actually do this pretty easily with Sail Artisan make middleware, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Ensure organization signed. Okay, there we go. Ensure organization. There it is. Boom, easy. I'm guessing this did not get added to the app file. It did not. This append is assigning this to everything basically. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that either. I want to do middleware. What was it? It's not auto completing for me. Is it alias? Middleware alias, yes. Alias. And then I want to say how do they do multi-word middlewares? Organization signed. Let's go with that. Cool. So now, oh, typo. Cool. So now we go over here, and what we've got is, request user. So basically what I want to do is say, and and it does not have a current organization ID. So if they're logged in and they do not have a current organization, we want to try to assign them to the first organization in their list. If none available, redirect them to create organization. So this is going to be, okay, to make this simple, what we're going to do, we're going to jump over to user. We're going to go ahead and create a placeholder function essentially in here for protected function organizations is what we'll call it. So this is where it's a little goofy because it's like we don't have the membership thing, and if we had membership concept yet, let's just do this for now. We're just gonna go with owner ID and we'll like come back and tweak this. And maybe we'll get rid of owner ID. I might change my mind and we'll just try to like manage memberships or something. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll make it so that memberships you can't delete your membership if you're the owner. That might work. It's just a little goofy, I feel like. I don't know. I'm not convinced yet. Okay. Regardless, we've got did I do protected on this on accident? I think I just realized. So we got organizations. Cool. So now let's go back over here. So if there's a user and the user does not have an organization, then we want to say first org equals, yep, get the first organization out of their list. If we have a first organization, we want to update their organization to that org. And yeah, actually that's fine, I think. So I don't, that's probably fine. If they don't have an org, make them create one. So basically, yeah, I think this will work. Okay. So if there's a user, they don't have an organization, grab the first org, assign it to them, and then we come back out here, continue on. This basically says pass the request on to the next step. Otherwise, we're going to redirect them to the create organizations page. Yeah. I think we're good there. Cool. All right, so now we want to go to web. We gotta use this middleware now. So let's go back to our routes definitions. So we've got our auth. We have organizations in here. What I think we want to also do then is say, actually, you know what? I think we're gonna do this. We're gonna say, I don't know why profile is. Let's just do this. Route middleware. We're gonna move these. We're gonna say auth verified, and we're gonna say group function, and we're gonna move the dashboard down here. Route get dashboard function. Yeah, that's fine. Name dashboard. Let's get rid of this. So we're gonna say not only does it need that, but it also needs. Wait, it doesn't complete this? Verified. Wait. No, does it not? That's a bummer. It just gives you your defaults, I guess. All right, well, that's fine. middleware organization assigned not found. Huh. I guess we'll see. I think this will work though. So then now, basically, if I go here and say, select from users, set this to, oh, it's going to do the thing it does, probably. Okay. Sometimes it won't let me update in line, so I just got to like write it, which is kind of annoying, but current organization ID equals null. So, yeah, it's fine. Okay. So now let's do that. Looks good. Let's delete from organizations just to get rid of them all. Looks good. Now if I come back over here and refresh, it should take me to create. Awesome. So let's do this. Let's go one step further and say, oops, let's go to, actually, let's just do a whole let's do sale, artisan, migrate, fresh. Cool. So if I go and create an account, oops, I gotta sign up. Garrett at loadpartner.io. Create, boom, create new organization. Test Garrett org. Create. We're in. And then on the flip side, if I am not on an organization for some reason, please just let me, no, okay. So for some reason I'm not assigned an organization, I go to log in. Oh, yeah, perfect. So it should assign me to the first org in my list. There it is. Money. So looking at our organization stuff, let's see where we're at. Schema created. We don't have it has organization yet. We do have this. We do have did that. Be on an organization at sign up. Done. Haven't done that yet. Okay. We're halfway. Cool. So now the has organization trait. Can I create that in here? Is that the same thing? Sale, artisan, make, trait. Oh, as organization. Oh. Where did it put that? That's a weird place. Feels like a weird place for this. Should I go in like traits? I feel like I should go in like traits. Traits. Cool. So then this is gonna basically just say, has organization. So this should be public function organization belongs to an organization through not current. The users table will be the unique one here. Because it'll have current because it'll change, but everything else should be basically static. So this is going to be for the we're going to do the organization roles now, basically. So we'll do roles, figure that out, make that all like work behind the scenes, then we'll throw it all together on a quick page. I think that should pretty much cover everything. We can get invites sort of working probably. Yeah. Okay, cool. Cool. All right. Yeah, and I think we won't get the dashboard stubbed out today. I'll do that Monday probably. I think we'll do that. I'll do the dashboard and the permissions on Monday. That should be good. All right. Quick bathroom break, and then we'll get the organization members rolling. So, 1 sec. All right. Cool. Let's get permissions or members rolling here. So we've got has organization. So one thing I want to add to this is I want to add Laravel default scopes. So basically I want to make it when something has organization, it's going to by default add a scope. Global scopes. Here we go. Oh, interesting. This is... I didn't know about this, actually. I think we want to do this. That's actually pretty cool. Can I do this somehow, like, automatically? I wonder, okay. So that's cool. So let's try this. So before I did an anonymous global scope, when I've done this, like this, add global scope, made it up on the fly, basically, blah, blah, blah. But you can actually create, I know you can create scopes, so we'll make a scope called, like, organization scope. So let's start with that. So say artisan make scope. Let's make scope, right? Yeah. Organization scope. Cool. So organization scope. We want to say where. Right. So this is where we it gets a little hacky, I think. And like, maybe this is bad practice, but this is how I did in the past, which is taking it a step above this even. I created Laravel global functions helpers. How do I create? There was like a way. I'm positive this is not. This is probably not a approved method. But this is how I did it before. Here it is, files, autoloaders. Yeah, okay. So basically I did, yeah, so I did app helpers. I did global. And then I did public function current organization ID. And this returns an int. And this was, or wait, yeah, I guess it's just function actually. Yeah. And this basically says return, yeah, the current users, or so this is going to be, we'll add a to do here for now. To do, add a check for the context current organization ID. So basically in the future we can say, this is like planning for the future big time. So basically we're going to have this current organization ID function available everywhere. We're going to do that by creating this, going into Composer, going to autoload, and I guess we just create a new one called files in here. Files. And then we go app helpers global. Is that right? Yeah. Oh, whoops. Like this. Feels like this is probably very frowned upon. These are basically global functions that will always load. You really don't want this file to be big. This is definitely singletons abuse, bad stuff. But there's some use cases. For example, I have logic to get the current organization ID that I want to apply. I want to apply it everywhere, basically. Because what I'll do is I'll say current organization ID. I'll go over to, so this is available everywhere. We'll go to our organization scope and we'll say, if something is in the organization scope, we're going to say builder. And we're going to say where organization ID, current organization ID. I guess we don't return this. So basically, the organization scope is just going to auto apply whatever organization you're currently working as against all queries. So if I'm working as org3 and I say, give me all the loads, it's going to automatically say loads where organization ID is 3. So we sort of get that multi-tenancy support just kind of out of the box for free. You could manually do this everywhere. That's a pain. This is how I've done it in the past. It's worked pretty well. There's a couple gotchas, but overall it works pretty well. So the last thing we need to do is we basically have defined this scope we can now apply, like we saw in here where we can say scoped by. But the thing is, when we have an organization, there's other stuff we're going to want to do too, probably like automatically be able to like reference that organization. So I create this trait, which I want to see if we can scope this. Scoped by, because this would be really cool if we can do it this way. Because then what I can now do, we're going to go back. Let's create make model. All right, so basically our organization members. Yeah. Organization member. There's a pivot thing. I want to check really quick. Laravel make model pivot. Custom pivot defined pivot also just methods and casts. I mean, it's basically the same thing, right? Pivot. I just want to see what the, like, is there a point to the making it a pivot, or is it just like saving me a couple lines like code to write? Oh no, it is different. You should extend the pivot class. May not use softly. You need a softly pivot to a mod. What is the point of a pivot? Custom many-to-many pivot model should extend pivot. Well, custom should extend morph pivot. I don't think I got into this before. That's cool. So basically we're creating like a pivot, right? To be able to join two tables. Using. Let's try it. I don't know. Sure. Can't remember what it was now though. It's a P. Let's find out. Yeah, it was. So, okay. Got a couple things in here. So we want this to now, of course, now it's a pivot. So hopefully that's not weird. Oh, it extends a, got it. The IDs are auto incrementing, so we want to do that. So, that's what it was saying in the docs. By default, it's saying it's not an incrementing, but it is in ours. So public incrementing is true. And we want to say, basically in here, so now it's our organization member join table, right? So we want to say use has organization. And I'm hoping now this going into here is going to say auto scoped by our organization scope, which will auto apply organization ID. Actually, do we even want to do that? I don't think we actually want that on here. Organization members? Yeah, I don't think we do. I got ahead of myself. Well, we've got the organization, has organization built now. I guess we need it for teams and other stuff we're going to be doing right away, but... yeah, I don't think we actually do want that in here. Because we don't want it to auto scope. Because we're going to be looking for memberships across organizations, potentially. And when we do this, we're going to be going through organizations, probably. Okay. Cool. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Policy is going to be the same for now, basically. Actually, let's take a step back. Let me finish building this out first. So we've got public, let's get rid of that, public, or sorry, protected, fillable, which is ID, organization ID, and user ID. This also has timestamps. Yeah, it's fine. And then we also have a public, exactly. We have organizations and we also have users. So there we go. Users and organization. And so now what we can do is I think we should make it so that, hold on, let's see. Okay, so organization, owner, we can also do, do I want to do members or users? I think users is better. Let's do public function users. Return, this belongs to many. Is that what I want? Table. Parent key. I don't think we need all that, right? I think Copilot's getting ahead of itself. Yeah. I think we just need belongs to many users using. I don't know what with timestamps is. Why that matters. Especially if it has creation and update timestamps. Do I need a TZ on this? No. I don't. Okay. Sure. So then what we probably can do over here is we can say the same deal, but in reverse. Belongs to many organizations through that. And now I think what we're gonna do is make some changes. So let's go to, I think what we'll say is organization members. Determine whether they can create a member is going to be, yeah, this. Whether they can view a connection. Sure, I don't think that. Oh. If, wait. Update, create should be, oh. If user ID, wait, that's weird. Can create a model. I think what we want to do in here is there should be, we're just looking to see if a given user can see the create form, I guess, basically is what it's saying. I'm just gonna leave it at false for now. Can they update this? See, that's kind of annoying because, like, can they see the create form? Yeah, I'll just leave it false for now. I'm going to say, all right, let me just step back here. Can the user see members of a given organization? I'm going to say if they are a member or of the organization, they can see other members. So we'll say return organization member. Yes, basically exactly that. If it contains the user, then they can see it. Can they create a new user? Well, we don't have, for some reason, we don't have a, I guess we don't necessarily know, so I don't know yet on that one. I'll leave it false. Because they could create one, but only if they're in that organization. So, or they're like the owner. So we'll come back to this. Can they update it? We'll say return no, not like this. We say organization owner ID. If they're the owner, they can update it. Can they delete it? We want to say if they're the owner and I don't want to do it like this. Let's say if the organization member user ID does not equal specifically the organization member. Oh, this is going to be big. Okay, hold on. Basically, if they're the owner of the organization and the link they're trying to delete is not the owner of the organization, then they can delete it. So I say organization member, or exactly, boom. Copilot was listening. Cool. Very cool. All right, like we're good there. So policies are good. This looks good. I want to go to models. This feels ugly, but it's probably fine. So then determine if the user is authorized to save a membership. So creating a new member will require no, see, I don't think we want that. I think we want user ID. We don't care about role yet. We want organization ID. I think that's it. Wait, this is wrong. I want, yeah, required. Yep, exactly. So basically this is setting user ID required. It's got to be an integer, and it's actually going to go as far as checking that this user exists. Same with organization, making sure that that exists. What we'll probably do is I think store organizations. You know what? We missed something. So what we should have done, we saw earlier there was that resource controller stuff we were looking at. Resource controllers, where to go? And we were looking at like nested resources. Yeah. This is what we want. Yeah. So then photos.comments. So we want to do this. What is shallow? To have both parent and child IDs within a URL since the child is already a unique identifier. So for example, like a comment, like you don't need the photo. I kind of like it both being required. So I think it's fine. So I think we want resource. So we want to do, okay. So this is cool. So we go to web, just like we did our resource before. For organizations, we're actually going to put this under organization assigned. Because I think organization is really the only one that has to be under that, because we need the create to be available if you're not on a team yet. But basically we want to do organizations dot members. Yeah, exactly. Do we want shallow? I don't think we want shallow. I think we want the full thing. I know it's kind of a pain, but I want it to be slash organizations slash 3 slash members slash the whole deal. I think that'll be better. So that'll be better. Yeah. So given that, we should get an organization now on this request. So like if we go to the store organization member, that's fine. If the user is authorized to make a store, this is going to be the same policy check we did before, basically. Or wait. Oh, we just did true here. Oh, yeah, everybody could do that, right? So we want to do the same thing, I think. Store organization. We want to do this user can store. Is it organization member, I guess? Oh, interesting. I guess so. I guess member. Let me look up policies, see if there's a way to like do. We definitely want this to reference the policy. Did I miss it? I did. Policies. There's got to be like nested policy stuff. There you go. So an alternate, you may pass an array as the second argument to the various helpers. following post policy method definition. So you could say post. Okay. So what we can do then is we can say inside of member, so can they create one? Can this user create models? We would also want organization. We would also want that on here. Yeah. So then, assuming we have organization available, we can just say return if they're the owner, and view any is false anyway. I think that was just the one we needed. Cool. So now we'll get organization context, which is what we needed. So now if I go back here, I say user can store so store is just user. Wait. Because that's create. Can. Is this create actually? Can. Guessing it's create. Yeah. So can create, and then where is it? Can create, we get the user, which is the user, and then we want to pass the organization. So we want to say, let me think about this. I guess this would be the current organization, probably. I feel like some of this might change. Store organization member request. It's the current organization ID. Because if we're going to create... Oh, this is a... No, wait, that's perfect. Because this is a store request. We're going to wrap the invite logic into like a organization invites table, probably. We're not going to get that to that today. Some of this is taking a little longer than I thought, but that's all right. But this will be fine. We can do current organization ID because they'll be logged in. This is for like the UI of like somebody's got an account, they're logged in, you're like add them to the team or add them to the organization. Do we even need this? Or should just it always go through an email invite? Maybe we don't even need a store organization. We probably just need like a delete. Actually, maybe we need to take a step back on this. Organization invites. So you would want to say invite a user to org. You would want to assign them roles right off the bat, probably. Deleting a user from org would be via UI instant. You could invite a user though, and they're not going to be an account yet. And even if they are, you probably want that user to like accept the invite. I don't think we need all this. I think we just need like an invite system. We basically need an invite system and then like a remove from organization. So I don't think we need any of this. Policies are fine. That's fine. We can get around that later, but I don't think we actually need organization member request or store organization request. And I don't think we need We can keep the... No, I don't think we need a controller. I don't think we need any of this because this is going to be like view organization will have like the list of users or something on there. Like I don't think we need any of this crap. So I'm just going to delete it. So organization's fine, update's fine. That's good. We still want the scopes that we built. We still want organization memberships, but I think that's all going to be contained inside of the invite system. And there's going to be like a button to like remove a person from your org. That might be like tied to roles. There's probably some kind of like role level that will tie automatically to that. But I don't care about, there's not going to be like a UI for just adding and removing people from the org. That'll be like part of roles, I think. Okay, cool. Make sure everything is saved. Oh, I don't care about this. All right, so let me see here. What do we got? We have that. Create policies. Yep. We don't have the invite ability yet. So I think we're gonna move these to a new ticket. Organization invite system. Invite user by email. User must accept invite to be added. Actually, let me do this. Invite users by email. Oop. Allow setting roles and everything in to be auto hit on accept. Maybe I will just add, maybe the last things for today will be, let's do this. Invite people. We'll stub out the organization page. We'll have remove user from org. Working. We can make that work. That's fine. Cool. But, or so invite users by email. You can set the roles and stuff. Actually, maybe we'll put that in the roles thing instead. Add permission system. Ability to add roles. Add auto. Roles on accept. That's good. We need ability to cancel pending invite. Invite users by email. What else? I think that's it for now. That's fine. We'll do that Monday. That'll be quick. Yeah, that'll be easy. Organization's been a couple of things I was trying to avoid landmines. So it's taking a little longer today, but that's okay. I think we're looking pretty good. So let's do we'll add everything we got in here. Cool. All right. So last things for today, I think, is just stub out a management page. I'm actually gonna wait on that. The reason the last thing I think we should do today is make the owner get a role, or a membership applied automatically, and then we'll call it. We've been going for a while now. Let's see, almost 4 hours. So, I'm gonna say, yeah, let's just get owner auto applied membership with restrictions. That sounds good to me. I think the reason, like, let's go to, I think this should go first on Monday or next session here. Let's edit this. Pull and Shadsian dashboard placeholder with a sidebar. Move profile links into the nav. Stub out org management. Handle. Oh yeah, handle. Dynamic route access to show in nav. Just use the policies for the time being. I think policies will end up, it's probably best to go just use policies for everything that we've built, and then when we add permissions, the policies will just check the permissions, so it'll all just like build on top of each other, make it as easy as possible. All right, let's get this final stuff done for organizations so that it pretty much works. So, all right, last things. Let's get, oh, is there a problem in here? Oh, it's the user thing. Okay. We did get rid of this. Surprised I didn't throw an error, actually. Okay, so basically when we create an organization, we want to also create a membership. So we're kind of putting a lot of logic, honestly, in the controller for my taste right now, which I don't love, I'll be honest. What we might end up doing, I might pull the actions package in from Laravel. I'll think about it. We'll probably do it eventually. For now, we'll just put it in here, but I think we'll probably pull it into the actions package. So we'll create like a class that's like create organization essentially, and just takes parameters, and it's just an action you can run. That's probably the best way to do this. Yeah. I think so. We can do that next week. One step at a time. There's a lot to do. This should pick up in pace as well. Some of this is a little bit clunky as I'm figuring out exactly where we're going with it. But I think next week this will be going a little bit faster. Especially once we have the dashboard in place and the basic nav, it'll start flying from there. We should get into the actual like TMS next week, like building loads. All right, last thing. So we want to add our membership here. So let's say, before we even go as far as updating the org, let's say org membership equals organization member create, and we want to say, yeah, I think this, except I think we want to say the current user, because if you're creating, you know what, let's do this, user equals, because when we do pull in that package later, that actions package, we'll probably want to pass the user in for this. So this will make it easier to handle. Okay, so basically we're creating a membership for org ID, this user ID. Cool. I think the last thing we might want to do is say I'm just gonna create a ticket for this too. This could be a low-hanging fruit for somebody if they want to get involved. We should probably add like an easy or something. Oh, here, perfect. Good first issue. Let's go. Add a policy check that a user cannot be assigned a current organization ID that is an org they don't belong to. When a user's current organization ID is updated, we should guarantee that the new ID is not for an org they are not a member of. So if anybody's watching and interested, this is a good easy one. Cool. So let's finish. I think that should be hopefully it, really. Let's do this. Let's do let's go all fresh and see if it works. So it should kick us out. Let's go sign up. Garrett, loadpartner.io. What do we get? Relation organization user. Oh. The pivot's broken. Oh, okay. Can I rename this? Yeah. Let's try this. I think we need to go like table name or something. What is it? Table? Pretty sure it's table. So it's like trying to infer the table name, and I think because I did user here, it's kind of freaking it out. I didn't think it would do that, actually. I'm pretty sure it's table. Users first. Oh. It's actually not that. It is our current organization's not set. Wait, is it not? Shouldn't it be? Update. Current organization equals. It should. Is this related to our policy? Is our policy blocking? Create. Hold on, I just want to see if this is actually hold on. 2 steps back. Where the heck is, there it is. Select from organization members. Okay, so it didn't create that. It didn't create any of it. Ensure organization assigned is failing because user organizations first. Oh, I see. Oh, I think I see what's going on. Yeah. Maybe we should just change this to users. There's no reason it needs to be member. I think we're gonna, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I think that just makes more sense. Might as well keep the same. Let's do this. Organization member should be replaced with organization user. everywhere. Yes. Oh wait, I gotta change the migration file. So this is gonna be, actually let's just do this too. Organization member should be replaced with, oh, it's only in this file. Okay. Organization users. That makes a lot more sense. I like how member sounds, but it isn't really consistent, so. So it's all good. All right, let's try fresh. Fresh here, kick us out, sign up. All right, what do we get? Relation organization user. Wait. Shouldn't it be users, or am I crazy? It should definitely be users. So I guess I want to go public. I guess I do need table name. Users, yeah, I think that's weird. Definitely want plural. Why? Organizations first. It's just ignoring the table name. Table's being set. It's just ignoring it. It sucks. Dang, I've never used these before, to be honest. I'm surprised. I would have one user. Yeah. I'm guessing it's gonna go the other direction too. So maybe I want table. Waited. Let's see. Let's see what this auto completed before. Yeah, maybe this does it. Okay. I think the name change is good anyway, so that's all right. So if I say test team broski, relation does not exist. Organization user. Okay, so now I have to add. I don't know why it thinks that this should be not plural, but then fine. Test org broski. Okay, we're in. So, oh right. Organization users. Cool. We've got our organization ID. Looks good. So we have our organization. Oh, it actually created two. Let's try again. Hold on. See, this is the issue, right? Like it should have an. That's where it's like having the. So there was, in that case, the first one errored halfway, didn't create the membership, but then the team or the org got created with no members. So then if we're relying on that membership or the organization users table to always match, like it could come out of sync basically, which could cause weird bugs, which I hate. So that's not great. But okay. Anyway, let's try again. Sign up. Garrett at loadpartner.io. Okay, create an org, load partner. We're in. We've got one org with me as the owner with one user as a member. So last thing I want to try then is if I go sail tinker, we can fake. We're in now an interactive shell for PHP. So I want to say auth, or wait, it's auth login user first. Auth user. Okay, cool. So I like faked logged myself in right now in the session. So now I want to try to say organization user first. Oh, is it app organization? What am I doing wrong? Organization member. Wait, did I not rename this? Oh. Member. Okay, it's the only one. Oh, I didn't put this under anything. I'm surprised that doesn't work. App organization. Wait, what? Organization user app. Oh, I'm dumb. It's app models. I'm surprised it didn't like get aliased though, but okay. I messed up the policy. We gotta start over. So basically what I want to try to do here is I want to log in and make sure our policy works. So I shouldn't be able to delete this. So if I go first, let's say u equals, so this is our member, or sorry, user for that org. If I go u delete, that sure looks like it let me do that. Hold on. User policy. Delete. Wow, I really don't like... Why is that capital? Can't believe you guys let me do that. It's crazy. Why is it like that? No, don't do that. That's horrible. Did I do that over here? No, weird. Okay, that sure looks like it let me delete it. Let's see. You. Is it in there still? No, it deleted it. Wait, shouldn't that... Okay, wait. Policy should be found, though. Why is that not happening? Basics. Security. Boom. Policies. Registering policies. Am I not doing something right? Layer will always discover policies as long as the model and the policy follow the standard name. Specifically, the policy must be in policies directory at or above the directory that contains your models. Looks good to me. It will check for policy. In addition, the policy must match the model name and have a policy suffix. If you'd like your own. Can I check policy somehow? Wait, update. Response. Oh, interesting. Okay, but like why? That shouldn't be allowed. Okay, let's see if the policy actually gets hit. This is organization user policy. We were doing a delete, which absolutely should not have worked. Logger, info, delete check. We were checking if the organization's owner ID was us, and if it is, okay, cool, you're allowed. And then if the user ID we're trying to delete is not the owner of that organization. That should work. Okay. Wait, are these happening right now? No. I'll just create a new account, whatever. It's just fire, just refresh. Okay. Sign up. Garrett G at test.com. We're in. Oh no. SDF. Looks great. Sail tanker. Oh, I did the wrong thing. I'm an idiot. Okay. Sign up. G at sure. Tinker. So I want to do auth login. Okay. Organization first. Like what? How do I? Is there a way to check? Laravel check what policies are being looked at. Actually, let me do this. No, wait, never mind. That doesn't matter. This authorize. Let's try this. So, yeah, right? What was it? It was like, okay, let's do user equals auth user. User can delete you. False. Wait, so are policies not checked automatically, like as like a restriction? Wait, you delete. Wait. Hold on a second now. But it let me do it though. So I guess it just doesn't auto like prevent it essentially. I thought that it would like prevent it. I guess not. Policy methods. Update. If you use the model option when joining a policy via the artisan command, it will already contain methods for blah, blah, blah. Okay. But it didn't stop. It didn't stop me. It says I'm not allowed to, but then it let me do it anyway. Laravel policy not preventing actions. No, it's like the opposite. It says not working. Wow, that's a lot. I'm not reading that. Focus on the customer review. Okay. Wow, Twilio has a post about this? That's like weird. The heck? That's random. Like super random. You need to register it. Do this by... I didn't have to though. It found it. Like it said I was not allowed. But then it let me do it anyway. Maybe it has something to do with... I'm thinking that it has to do with it's through the CLI. There's some other stuff in Tinker that's a little goofy, like job queuing, that doesn't like quite work how it's supposed to work. And I'm wondering if that's one of these situations. So I think what we'll do is call it good, and then we'll just do some checking. We're gonna do permission stuff anyway, so when we get to the permission stuff, we'll cross the bridge. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine, because we're gonna be doing all that anyway. We'll just figure it out when we get there. What did I do here? I don't remember. Is this just the rename? Probably. Yeah. I think user was a good move anyway. So that's fine. That's a good change. And so, for the record, I would definitely not do this change in the future. Like once we hit anywhere close to usable state. Because I would never change a migration that's already been pushed out, especially one that's been on main. Absolutely wouldn't. But since it's so early, it's like these are the early. Nobody's got this spun up, and if they do, they can just reset it because nobody's like using it yet, or they have data they'll be afraid to lose. So, it's okay. We can get rid of this. I don't have that controller now. But yeah, in the future, I would definitely never do that. Okay, cool. I think it looks pretty good. I like our page. Looks pretty good to me. Sign up. A lot of infrastructure stuff today. Create new organization. Test Garrett. Cool. Cool. So I think next time, hang on, let's get this all out first. Wait, did I leave any logs in there? Sure did. I knew it. Okay. Wait, did that log? I didn't check that. Delete check 1-1. So yeah, it does check it. Of course, that could have been my auth check, actually. In fact, that's what it looks like it was, because it ran it again. And it would have only ran it once. I think it's got to be a Tinker issue, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll come back to it. So that's all good. Okay, let's add this. Cool. Pull requests. Let's rename this to organization. Concepts. Organizations. I mean, it's 500 lines of code. It's not nothing. It's a decent amount. There's gonna be a lot of these like slow sections like this, I think. But now we've got like organizations added. We get invites working. We'll have the core done there. Start getting into more of the UI next week, for sure. Yeah, looks pretty good. Cool. Let's send it. Should we ask Copilot again what it thinks? That was kind of funny. Hold on, let me open it first. Ready for review. Ask Copilot. Can I just like do all of them? Or is it gonna be like, that's too much? Start a chat. It's trying. Oh, is it the same chat? I think it is. Oh wait, but it didn't like add my stuff as far as I can tell. Dang. Ask Copilot. Let's see. Start a chat. Maybe I gotta send this first. Would you approve this PR? It's thinking. It is kind of a lot of code. I'm surprised they let me send that much. Is open. Okay. Yep. Given there are no failing checks and the change seem to be comprehensive and address the intended functionality, I would approve. However, ensure all necessary use. That's a cop-out answer. I would approve it because I think it looks good. No details, huh? You just read my type. You just read the PR. It's a solid looks good to me from Copilot there. All right, let's send it. Merged in. Boom. Issues closed. Cool. All right, so I think that looks pretty good to me. Pumped. This should be closed. Let's double check. Yeah, it looks good. Cool. All right. So next week we should really start seeing more of that UI come together. Yeah. Dashboard, permission system invites. We'll add load concepts. I think what we'll do, I think we're just gonna add a default team and not mess with team. I'm ready to get into like the real TMS side of things, honestly. Yeah. So I think next week we'll finish up the organization stuff, get invites working, get the dashboard stubbed out, make the nav kind of all work so that's kind of good, so we can style stuff and like we don't have to come back and change it later if we change our minds. And then we'll start getting into like the load board stuff, like make the load board, get a shipment details page started, start like building out that schema. We'll start getting into the more exciting stuff, I think. Yeah, that should be good. Teams, I think maybe what we'll do is just maybe we'll create like a teams schema, because that should be pretty easy, and just default it like we did the member stuff to be like an org has a team and you're just auto assigned to it, and just it's one team for now, and then we'll come back and add team management stuff later. But that way we can start throwing team ID around. Because I think we're going to want to have like a load. When you create a load, it's an organization load and a team ID load. And actually, we could probably add team later. Because I don't really want to pass team ID around everywhere. I really kind of just want to like have it be a view state. So like maybe just like loads have team ID. And everything else is just inferred off of it. Reporting wise, we can deal with that later. Putting it into like a... Yeah. Because I think one mistake I've seen and I've committed is having team ID all over the place. So we have org ID for the organization and then also team ID everywhere. Or even worse, just using team ID and inferring org ID. And most of the time, you're really trying to look more high level. And team ID is really only relevant at like a load, like show me the loads or show me like team members or something like that. But like once you're into like the details, it's like you don't care about the team anymore. Like accounting doesn't really care that much about teams, short of like who do I go talk to. So I think we'll just use teams more of like a load organization concept. So we can probably, all that's to say, I think we can get away with most of the org ID stuff we built today, and then just adding teams later when we're ready for it. We do need to add roles and permissions because I want to make sure those are just in early and figured out. So we'll clean those up too, make sure the policy stuff is working that we saw issues with the end there. So, yeah, should be good. But yeah, Monday we'll do org invites. That should be pretty quick. I have a pretty good picture in my head how that's going to work. Similar to how we've done it with Load Partner. Send an invite. Get an email, accept it. It just throws something on the end of the URL so that when you sign up, it'll auto assign you to that org. And then the ability to cancel pending invites. Then we'll add the role system. Same kind of deal, being able to assign people in an org to a role. Updating the invite system to be able to like auto apply roles to a pending invite once they're accepted. update the dashboard. Yeah, hopefully that should all be done by Wednesday. I think Wednesday's stream I want to be getting into the actual TMS functionality for sure. I think that's fair. So, alrighty, cool. Well, thanks for everybody that came and stopped by. Thanks for hanging out. I don't know if I'll stream this weekend or not, to be honest. I should be streaming Monday though. Like I said, all the stuff we're gonna be going into. Yeah, and also next week we'll talk more about some of the decisions on PHP versus, you know, Next.js and some of the trade-offs. Also talk a little bit more again about probably just reiterating what we're talking about with like Load Partner Dart platform. I mean, that's stick it around this year. We're not getting rid of it. We're still building features on top of it. Not on stream because it's not open source, but it's going to be integrated in the TMS long term, so it's not going anywhere. And talking more about sort of the future of this TMS and like how to get involved. But otherwise, yeah, come hang out in our Discord. You can go to tms.loadpartner.io to see our links to everything. Otherwise, our Discord link should be on loadpartner.io at the bottom as well. Best place to come hang out and chat is in there for sure. I think we might also move this stream to YouTube next week. Had a couple people talking about the chats kind of a little wonky on Twitter/X. I really like people to be able to like chat in there, and it seems like especially if you're like on mobile, you can't really chat, which is a bummer. So, yeah. Anyway, with all that said, appreciate you guys stopping by, and yeah, catch you next week. Have a good weekend.